The best of 2024. These are my greatest hits of 2024. These are the things I reach for the most, and I'll tell you why. And I'll speak to if there's seasonality and if there's different products in different seasons that I was reaching for. I always start with a toning pad. It's similar to, just cleansing the skin. Why? I want to get my skin a little bit moist. When skin's a little bit wet, it receives product better. These are K-Beauty, and I've gotten these on Yes Style. I'm waking up in the morning, I prefer these. These are Clean at Zero's hydrating toning pads. There's more of a drenching sensation, but I don't want to be drenched pre-makeup application because I'm about to put other product on. Now, really quick skin recap while I'm putting on my new Tatcha eye cream. I've been using Tatcha for the last 6 to 8 weeks. This is a brightening. It is quite thin. It's a lovely absorption because in the winter, my under eyes need the most love. Squalene lets it be really smooth, and that high absorption factor allows me to put concealer immediately on. I was using and was very dedicated to my Beekman 1802 Mushroom Milk. So I'll rotate between the two. When I'm washing up at night, because it's the winter, I've been using the Clean at Zero Mask Edition. So this is a mask and a cleanser, balm, removing makeup. But I've been the most dedicated to this road cleanser. So has Christina. This is our 3rd bottle. And then at night, these are all the Milk RXs that we've emptied. So this is my favorite evening moisturizer, Milk RX Beekman. When I'm not using Beekman a couple times a week, what I'll do is I'll use... When I do my resurfacing compound by U Beauty, I'll use the Super Hydrator by U Beauty. This is about exfoliation. This is probably the most important thing that you're not doing. Some type of a chemical exfoliator should be in the mix in your routine. Now that my skin has been toned, ready to receive product. In terms of milks, I've reached for these a lot. I've gotten very comfortable with the Laneige. You can see I've burned through almost half of it. Laneige is gonna leave me with these little micro oil droplets. I find that Boom Boom Milk doesn't leave the oil droplets. This is like one notch below, but I love this in the spring. And in the summer, I love my Beekman Milkshake. This is thinner than both of these. Seasonality matters. I'm more combo skin. I'm always thinking about how dry is it outside, how humid is it outside, and what does my skin need. The happier your skin is pre-makeup application, the better your makeup's gonna look. This is such an important rule. In terms of moisturizer, pre-makeup, this is what I've reached for more than anything. This is the Ilia Face Base. You're gonna notice that this is a thicker viscosity. You're probably wondering, well, why am I using a toning mist and then I'm also using this Ilia Face Base Milk? This has more of a drenching sensation. This adds more moisture. I take this down to my décolleté. I want both layers. The Laneige is giving me a surface of oiled micro droplets. Ilia is drenching and hydrating my skin. This is also one of the thinnest ways to deliver moisture to the skin besides a gel cream. When I don't want to travel with my glass Ilia, I'll grab this Cellamax, and this is what I use on my travels. Gel creams, super thin. Let me just show you really quick the texture. You're gonna watch this go clear. Anything in the gel cream family, sign me up. I want to try it. I love it. I've recently been playing with the Paula's Choice that's more plumping that I like too. My skin can handle extra moisture because it's 30 degrees out. Our skin is now moist, rich, supple, ready to go. Another thing I love to do with my gel cream, which I can't necessarily always do with my Ilia, is take a little bit of this moisturizer, and this is where I'll mix it in with my Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. This is the shade Medium. I'm doing 2 pumps of medium. I'm gonna cut it. When we say cut, shearing out the tone of it, more like an artistry term. And I'm shearing out the tone of this because I don't want it to be full-fledged product. We're moisturized, we're neutralized. What I love to do right before foundation, I love to grab a little priming stick. Now, if I'm not using bronzing and shaping serum, especially in the summer, you'll see me grab Danessa's water serum, because that has amazing oil control properties. But right now, I don't want to control oil. I want to blur because it's 30 degrees out and I don't have to worry about oil control. This is Milk's Pore Eclipse Mattifying Stick. So easy, so simple. So I'm just hitting my pore hot zones with the stick. Now we're ready to go right in with foundation. I have 3 go-to foundations I typically gravitate towards this year. I've used the Polite Society. It covers so many bases. When I'm not using polite society, it means that I want either higher coverage, lower coverage, or a different finish. When I want like more of a matte finish, especially as we go into spring, Lancome more than anything, because it gave me the perfect balance of oil control. When I want to be really sexed up and I want to feel really bold, dressed up, I'm reaching for my House Labs. And you can see how much I've used of my House Labs.
You love that one.
Because I love to be bold and sexy. Day to day on camera, I'm really drawn to this gel nature of polite society. My hands are really fair and my spray tan on my face is a little deeper. So we're gonna blend this baby out because it's also January and I don't need to look like it's June. Even though I secretly want to.
I know.
Truly, what I love to do is hit this with my Makeup by Mario powder. Watch as I lay the powder on top, how it's just grabbing all that excess sheen for me, locking it in, but it's keeping the whole essence of the look still in the land of radiance, which is something that's really important to me. When I want to pump up the volume and I want more blur and more oil control, that is when I would reach for my Polite Society powder. Do you see the difference? It's crazy, right? Extreme blur, Polite Society. And you want just this soft sheen, natural looking veil, Mario. In terms of pressed powder, what do I love to use? Honorable mentions, Natasha Denona in terms of a shaded pressed powder for coverage. This is really more of a powder foundation. And then when I want to touch up on the go, I'm reaching for Hourglass, translucent. Love her.
I love that one too.
So good. 2023, I used the Patrick Ta religiously. But I realized as I went into 2024, style changed a little bit and I wanted more of that sheer effect that I loved from my original skin enhancer. This was my favorite product in 2022. I'm hitting my light medium skin enhancer on top of the powder. I'm just gonna blend this out. I love the sheerness of the skin enhancer and I love the glow. Patrick Ta is a thicker finish. It's a thicker product. It has glow, but it doesn't have this sheer veil of glow, which I like because I find it looks more natural, healthy, and alive. And this is the theme of 2024, right? I wanted everything to be lifelike, natural, and I'm in makeup 99% of the time. So I really want my skin to feel like it's breathing. Merit's 90s Brow launched in July, and it captivated me because it wasn't a gel in a wand. It was a gel in a pen. So that meant that I could get more of a sheer application. It allowed me to fill in a more forgiving way. But when I wanted my brows to have more hold to them, that's when I would find myself always coming back to my Benefit 24-hour brow setter, which I love because of its applicator. So this is one of the first brands, Benefit, to launch this style applicator. The bulk collects on the center and you have the brushes on both ends to brush out. Once you put those brows on, your eyes are basically begging you for color. Two eyeshadow palettes that I've reached for more in the last 6 months than anything have been the classic Master Mattes Original and then the Anywhere Caffeine Artist to Go. And I want to pump that up. I use this all the time. But I'm also reaching for some iteration of Danessa Myricks palettes because she does shimmer better than anyone as far as I'm concerned. Here is her Lightworks palette. Every color you could ever want in the realm of high quality shimmer is inside this palette. Let's put it on, shall we? I allowed Danessa's Freedom palette to be more of the fun, vibey accessory. When I wasn't using a Danessa eye palette and I wanted a fun, vibey accessory, I would reach for my Glitter Puck, the classic shade that was more of the pink tone. This is a phenomenal, it's called the Demi Press eyeshadow, Half Magic. Now we're going into liner. I again fell in love with these during the time that Mario did my makeup. It's really the tone. These are the Master Pro pencils. What I like to do with the Master Pro pencil is I do like to do a tight line. Now, because I did not pre-dry my waterline, I will get a little residual liner on my bottom. But this is why I do my top first. And I'm okay with getting a little residual color on my bottoms. What are we doing next, beauty queens?
Mascara.
We're doing mascara. Mascara that I did reach for the most. Number 2 was my Hypnose Drama, which really does take me back to nostalgia. I reached for this Charlotte in the last 6 months, especially more than anything, the Exaggerize. This mascara did things to me that I didn't expect. What does Exaggerize do for me that others weren't? It was creating this really beautiful fluttered out effect on my lashes, this fullness that I had yet to experience. And it was giving me more of the volume, more of the flutter, more of that whole curved butterfly effect on the lash. I used more cheek products this year and more lip products than I've ever used in my life. But the ones that perform the best, no matter what the climate, no matter what the temperature, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what I had on underneath or above, is Danessa's Rosé and Brunch, her Yummy Skin. This is a hot zone for pores. So a lot of oil is produced on the cheek area. So for me personally, because I'm combo, I would find that all my other blushes would tend to separate or move. They would never perform the way that Danessa's do. But from a color perspective, it's impossible for me not to be utterly obsessed colors that House Labs was giving us, like this beautiful lilac, for example. So I'll always use both. We've gotten to the lip. Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. Lip and Cheek KJH. This soft berry. Notice the smudge vibe. So pretty. And I love the Fui glosses. I have more of these than any other gloss that I've consistently gone back to this year. This brings us to the beautiful conclusion of the greatest hits of 2024. Remember, just because these are the greatest hits doesn't mean that I do not love a million other products. And it does not mean that there are not a million other products on the market that I would recommend. Because the truth is that we have never been at a time in our history in beauty where there's so many abundant, beautiful, incredible options. These are the standout heroes. So now, beauty queens, I want to know, what are your favorites in each category? What do you want to see next? Do you like these roundup videos? As always, we love you and we can't wait to see you next year.